The MCU multiverse is no longer just confusing, it's collapsing. Timelines are branching infinitely, universes are colliding into each other, Kang variants are preparing for war, and somewhere at the center of all of it, Loki is literally holding reality together with his bare hands. So before Avengers Doomsday arrives, and Marvel throws us into complete chaos, here's the simplest possible breakdown of everything important in the MCU multiverse saga. No fluff, no filler. Just the timeline you actually need to know. The sacred timeline. Everything in the MCU originally existed inside one controlled reality called the sacred timeline. This is Earth 616. The universe where Iron Man became a hero, the Avengers assembled, Thanos snapped half the universe away, and Endgame happened. But here's the catch. The sacred timeline wasn't natural. It was being controlled. Whenever somebody made a choice that created a dangerous alternate reality called a nexus event, a branch timeline would form. And that's where the TVA came in. The Time Variance Authority would appear, erase that branch, and make sure reality stayed exactly the way it was supposed to. But the TVA wasn't protecting freedom. They were preventing another multiversal war. The first multiversal war. At the center of everything was He Who Remains, a variant of Kang. According to him, countless versions of himself once existed across the multiverse, and eventually they discovered each other. At first it was peaceful. Then it became war. Different Kang variants started conquering realities, destroying timelines, and trying to dominate existence itself. To stop it, He Who Remains weaponized Alioth, a creature capable of consuming entire timelines, and isolated one single controlled reality. The sacred timeline. And for ages, the TVA kept it stable, until Loki happened. Loki breaks the multiverse. After the events of Endgame, Loki escapes with the Tesseract and gets arrested by the TVA. There, he discovers the horrifying truth. His entire life was basically scripted. Every loss, every death, every choice, all predetermined. Then Loki and Sylvie eventually reach the Citadel at the end of time and meet He Who Remains himself. He offers them a choice: kill him and unleash infinite timelines, or let him continue controlling reality. Sylvie kills him, and instantly, the multiverse explodes. Timelines begin branching infinitely. The TVA falls apart. Reality becomes unstable. And this is the moment the modern MCU multiverse saga truly begins. What if? With the timeline now shattered, Marvel starts showing us alternate universes through What If. Different realities where one decision changes everything. Peggy Carter becomes Captain Carter. T'Challa becomes Star-Lord. Doctor Strange destroys his own universe. Ultron wins. At first these feel like standalone stories. But eventually, we realize something terrifying. These universes are connected. Infinity Ultron becomes powerful enough to attack the multiverse itself, forcing the Watcher, a cosmic being sworn never to interfere, to finally step into the fight. And over time, What If reveals something important. The multiverse isn't random chaos. It's alive, and it's getting worse. Then comes Spider-Man No Way Home. Peter Parker asks Doctor Strange to make the world forget he's Spider-Man, but Peter keeps interrupting the spell, and it breaks reality open. Suddenly, people from entirely different universes begin entering the MCU. Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro, Sandman, the Lizard, and then, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man return. One of the greatest moments in Marvel history. After the final battle at the Statue of Liberty, Strange casts one last spell to repair reality. But there's a price. Everyone forgets Peter Parker exists. Not Spider-Man. Peter Parker. And by the end of the film, Peter is completely alone. No Avengers, no MJ, no Ned, just Spider-Man. Also important, a piece of Venom's symbiote gets left behind in the MCU. And Marvel absolutely did that on purpose. Next comes Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Wanda Maximoff is corrupted by the Darkhold and becomes the Scarlet Witch. She begins hunting America Chavez, a girl capable of traveling between universes, because Wanda wants one thing: her children back. Strange and America travel across realities and eventually arrive in Universe 838, a world where the Illuminati exists. Professor X, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Bucky, Mr. Lighthouse, and Captain Carter. And then, the fallout of what Wanda does. The consequences ripple through realities. This is how the multiverse begins to unravel. Fantastic. Captain Carter, Black Bolt. And this is where Marvel introduces one of the most important concepts in the multiverse saga: Incursions. when two universes collide together until one or both are destroyed. This becomes extremely important for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Meanwhile, Wanda dreamwalks into another universe, massacres the Illuminati, and basically turns into a horror movie villain. Eventually, America shows Wanda the truth. Her children fear her, and Wanda finally realizes what she's become. She destroys every Darkhold across the multiverse and seemingly sacrifices herself. But Strange's actions still create an incursion. And in the post-credit scene, Clea appears and tells him, "You caused an incursion, and we're gonna fix it." That storyline is absolutely not over. Kang. Headline HT. Now we meet the most dangerous Kang variant yet. Unlike He Who Remains, this Kang is a full-on multiversal tyrant. He was exiled into the quantum realm by other Kang variants because even they feared him. And when Ant-Man's family accidentally enters the quantum realm, they discover Kang has built an empire there. Kang reveals his terrifying logic. He destroys universes because if he doesn't, other Kang variants will. Past, after a massive battle, Scott and Hope seemingly defeat him. But then Marvel drops the real bombshell. The Council of Kangs. Thousands of Kang variants gathered together across the multiverse. And now they know the Avengers are becoming a threat. Loki Season 2. Meanwhile, Loki is literally being ripped through time itself. Past, present, future. He discovers that the temporal loom, the machine organizing timelines, cannot handle infinite realities. Everything is dying. So Loki makes the ultimate sacrifice. Instead of letting the multiverse collapse, he takes control of it himself. In one of the greatest scenes Marvel has ever made, Loki walks through the collapsing timelines, ascends the throne at the end of time, and transforms into the god of stories. Now he sits at the center of reality itself, holding the multiverse together forever, not as a villain, not as a god of lies, but as its protector. And honestly, that might be the best character arc in the entire MCU. The Marvels. At the end of the Marvels, Monica Rambeau becomes trapped in another universe after sealing a multiversal rift. And this universe changes everything, because the X-Men exist there. We see Beast, Binary, and clear connections to the old Fox universe. Marvel is finally merging its old franchises into the MCU multiverse storyline. Wolverine. Then comes Deadpool and Wolverine. Marvel fully embraces multiversal insanity. We learn that Wolverine was the anchor being of the Fox universe, the key person keeping that reality stable. But because Logan died, that universe is decaying. Deadpool tries to save it by finding another Wolverine variant. Instead, he finds the worst Wolverine imaginable. Together, they get thrown into the void, the wasteland outside time, introduced in Loki. There they encounter Cassandra Nova, variants, forgotten Marvel characters, and complete madness. By the end, Deadpool and Wolverine become the new anchor beings of their universe. Which means Marvel just gave multiversal importance to Fox's X-Men timeline. Again, this will matter later. Now the MCU is heading toward total multiversal collapse. Incursions are happening. Universes are colliding. The TVA is monitoring Kang variants. The X-Men are entering the MCU. The Fantastic Four are coming. And Loki is desperately holding everything together. Then Captain America, Brave New World drops one final warning. How will you protect this world from the others? That line tells us exactly where Marvel is going next. Avengers Doomsday won't just be another Avengers movie. It's going to be a war between realities. And judging by everything Marvel has been building, not every universe is surviving this one. So yeah, that's the MCU multiverse timeline explained as simply as possible before Avengers Doomsday. If this helps save you from rewatching 40 Marvel projects, drop a like, subscribe to the Vibe Audit, and let me know. Which Marvel character do you think becomes the most important in Doomsday? Loki, Doctor Strange, Spiderman, or Doom himself? Because honestly, the multiverse is only getting started.